Okay, take one. Listen to this.
Ooh.
So I brought my quilts out. I brought my very first quilt out and my most recent quilt out. And I wanted to share with you how I got started. So I'm going to adjust a little bit here. So sorry about that. And not so sorry. First quilt, I got it when just the quilt top from my grandma. She quilted it, she pieced it together, and I got it when I was 16 for my 16th birthday. And was I impressed with it? Oh, thanks, Grandma. I love you. Take it home, put it in a drawer. Yeah, not so nice, right? But 40 years later, I was cleaning out drawers, of course, and there it was. And all of a sudden, I liked it. One of the problems when I first saw it was it had it has lots of orange in it, and orange is not my favorite color. And when I got it back out, it didn't seem so orangey anymore. I could see the greens, and in particular, what I could see with it was the fabrics that were used um, by my mom, who made my clothes. And there were dresses and shirts that were made with the same fabric. And so my dad, whose picture is right there, he had plaid shirts that were made by my mom, and I had plaid dresses made by my mom. And I particularly remember my second grade dresses. Those were second grade clothes, so it made my heart feel sweet. And then all of a sudden, I wanted to quilt it, so I went to my neighborhood quilt store and asked Pat about quilt frames, and she had a very nice quilt frame, very expensive but nice, and it was a 3-tier where you could put the backing, the batting, and the quilt top on and sit in front of it. I was this close to my quilting and could adjust it up and down and back and forth, and I took a couple of years to hand quilt my quilt. I had to set it up out in the garage, and when it got too hot or too cold, I did not work on it. So that's the space I needed to set up that frame. Anyway, it worked out. I was happy with how it worked out, and then I thought, oh, maybe I want to learn how to piece quilts. And so I went back to my neighborhood quilt shop and talked to Pat, and she was and is the beginning piecing teacher, and she's so good at teaching, and it was a fun class, and I was hooked. I had to take a beginning rotary cutting class before I could take her piecing class, and that helped a lot. I've only cut my fingers 2 or 3 times on a rotary cutter. It took me a while to learn to keep my fingers out of the way and to shut my blade. But yeah, so now here is my most recent quilt. This is the neighborhood quilt that Pat Sloan has on YouTube, and it's the neighborhood quilt. And what I like about it is it made me think about my childhood and how I lived and the memories of that neighborhood. And I just love this quilt. But look at the difference. What are the differences in the colors? I mean, this quilt I absolutely love. This represents how much color I love. I love bright colors, and that quilt, it's pretty close. So not so much orange, please. Anyway, that's how I got started. So I hope to see you again. See you.